Look at these babies. Just want to give them a little squeeze. Good job. Not too hard. So these zinnias are about 5 weeks old and they are looking amazing. It's time to take them out into the garden, but I really need to be careful that I don't shock them when I take them from this warm, cozy, womb-like environment out where it's cold and windy and it's just a lot more harsh. So in this chapter, I'm going to show you the process of transitioning your young baby plants from a cozy, protected indoor space out into the garden. It can be very easy to want to bypass this step and just go plant your garden today. But if you don't do this, if you don't transition them from in here to out there gently, then your little baby plants can get shocked by frost, battered by wind, and they're just not going to be as healthy and vigorous as they might be if you just did this little step of transitioning them and hardening them off. All right, I'm gonna start taking these guys outside. So today I'm going to be bringing them out here for about 3 to 4 hours, and then I'm going to take them back inside. And then tomorrow I'll increase that by another hour or 2 until I reach like a full day. But that might take me a week and a half to 2 weeks, just depending on how harsh your climate is and how much difference there is between the cozy indoor environment and out in your garden. Say you're in California or Texas and you have really harsh sun and hot weather and maybe hot, dry wind, you're going to need to be protecting the plants from those conditions. And so you'll want to gradually ease them into that bright light. Here in Washington, we have a lot of cold spring winds where the sun is out, but the wind is cold. And so I'm wanting to protect my babies from that. I've selected like this little spot that has kind of dappled sun, so it's not just heavy, intense sun. And it's nice and blocked by a hedgerow so that the wind is filtered coming in. It's not just beating on these young plants because you can see it's breezy out here. And I want to just slow that wind down and help these little young tender plants kind of toughen up. Just depends on where you live. You're going to need to adjust for your climate. But the whole idea is that you're helping to gradually take these little tiny babies and toughen them up so that they can make a good go of being out in the garden. It's super important that you do not leave your babies outside. Do not forget them overnight because they cannot handle the cold night temps at first. They have to be eased into it. So set an alarm on your phone because I have more than once accidentally left my babies out here and forgotten them and then came out in the morning and they were kind of blackened leaves because it was just too cold for them and they couldn't handle it. So if you accidentally forget your babies outside overnight or you get some kind of freak cold snap or say an early spring hailstorm and they get some damage, it's still possible to get them off and growing eventually, but plants will be kind of stunted and they'll never be quite as healthy as they would be if you really kept an eye on them during this hardening off period, just to make sure that this transition is as painless as possible. In this chapter, we learned the importance of hardening off. By taking your time and slowing down and transitioning these babies like they need to be, you're going to be rewarded with so many blooms from such healthy plants if you do this.